Alright, hello everybody, this is Demon coming back for another round of FF. So, I'll probably be posting this, hopefully I can keep it nice and short. I see that it's currently 5:40, hopefully I can keep this within 10 minutes. Don't know, maybe 5, depends on how I feel about it. So I'm going to be running around doing some weird stuff as time goes on, probably go in the golden sauce for a bit. But I wanted to get this video out because of one essential thing I discovered last night and talking into the morning through other channels and stuff. Well, not talking, but watching. With the Endwalker delay. I know a lot of people are very disappointed by it. I was very shocked by it. I thought I wasn't actually ready for a delay. I did not think they were going to do that. But after kind of hearing like Yoshi P and uh, Squares, well, Yoshi P primarily because he was the one that talked about it, I kind of understand where they're coming from. Um, I know one issue they're definitely having a true problem with is trying to get access to new servers. And I know with the server issues coming out, they are still feeling it even now without access to the new content from the expansion. Um, I definitely sit there and see it through queues. Like, I don't think I've ever started this game up without a queue coming in. Like, it's not a big queue. It's like 40-something people, sometimes 50-something people. It's nothing like truly impactful in my opinion that could really lead to me like sitting there for 20 minutes waiting to get in. But the problem we run into, and I think they see it as well, is some other servers. I know whenever I was watching, who was it? I think it was Asman. I know when he was playing. Oh god damn it. I know when I was watching him play, I know he had a lot of server-related issues in terms of congestion. Because we'd be sitting in a queue with over 100 people trying to get on one server, and I think I kind of understand why they had to do the delay, is because they feel that they need to expand the servers a little bit more and get them, get a lot of the things figured out and fixed in preparation. Because they know when the game actually gets its new bound of content, there's a lot of people who probably aren't playing FF right now. They probably came in to do like a little bit of the events, and then they kind of ran off for a little bit and disappeared. Meaning they kind of just play when the content's there. They do their little bit of content. They go play something else. Again, something both Square, well, primarily Yoshi P and Square push for, which is only play the game when you feel like playing it. If there's something you want to get, come in, play, and then go play something else. And I think that idea, that concept, is something that's going to definitely have a huge impact in the game, especially when Endwalker comes out, because there's going to be a lot of people who may not be playing right now, and it is going to have, as they sat there and said it, there's over 24 million people, I think, currently playing Final Fantasy, or at least subscribed to Final Fantasy, and because of that, you have a lot of servers that have to get ready to deal with this. And if they're already having congestion issues, especially like when I watched him play and he was trying to get, where was he trying? I think he was just trying to spawn in when he originally made it, Asmund did, when he just finished his character. I think when he went on one of the elevator rides in La Minza, and then I think another issue came out during when he went to Heaven's Ward, and it said this area is too congested, you have to wait. And I think where they're coming from is they're very concerned that that's going to be an issue going into the future. And they don't want people sitting there waiting for an ungodly amount of time to get to that stage to play their game. And I think there's probably some other technical things they're trying to like smooth out, make sure that there's no glitches. Other things, probably like some of the well, not raid content, but dungeon content where something might be glitching out. I mean, I don't blame them for wanting to spend a little bit of extra time trying to get the game fixed and ready to pretty much ready and raring to go. I know some people are very disappointed because they took time off of work, and I can see where they're coming from. I'd be very disappointed if, like, in some cases, people took a few days. They might have taken a week. They might have taken 2 weeks off to basically spend the entire time playing FF. And because of this delay, now all of a sudden their plans are going to switch to something else. Me personally, I didn't take any time off. I'm pretty much just going to run off the concept of if I'm off, I'm off. I'm not, and just play when I can. Again, even if I worked that day, I was going to come home, eat, and play Final Fantasy. That was my goal nonetheless. Does it mean I don't play as much? Yes, but nonetheless, I don't give a damn. I was gonna play the hell out of this. Um, and I don't blame again. I don't blame Yoshi P for doing it. It does feel like I seen when I was watching the producer video. Um, I think I got in a little bit afterwards, and I seen people in the chat for on Twitch saying, "Oh, it's delayed," and I went, "Oh crap!" And I was worried the delay was going to be a lot longer than 2 weeks. In my mindset, I was like, "Oh God, I hope it's not a month or two. They have to delay it." It was like 2 weeks. I went, "Oh, that's nothing. I don't know what they're complaining about." This isn't like Cyberpunk where they delay it every year and then it goes back several more months and then it goes back another year and then several more months and then a year. Then they release it and it's broken and then they're just like, "Yeah, this is fine." Um, I know some people. I know one person I watched sat there and said that I know Stormblood had a very iffy launch, and I would guess because it was getting ready for the PS4. So I think that's kind of something they, since they're making this expansion, I think they said it's about 1.5 times bigger than Shadowbringers. I think that's where they're getting their concern at, and I don't blame them because there's no telling what is going to be going on in terms of the PS4 and how it can handle things in the PS5. And I'm assuming maybe that's having somewhat of an impact as well on whether they can release FF in time. I'm assuming from a play or a PC standpoint, this game is very simple and people have access to customizations and stuff. So the PCs really don't have too many issues when it would probably come to bottlenecking in that situation. I would assume PS5, since it's more advanced, doesn't. Even then, there's not that much of them, so of course it's going to be fine. And I probably would assume maybe they have a slight concern, possibly with the old gen console, especially PS4. If you probably have a PS4 Pro, I would say probably maybe not as much, but I would assume that the original PlayStation 4, I think it is getting released on it, if I remember correctly. So maybe that's where they have a concern at, is maybe with the size and scope of the game. Maybe there's something going on with the old console. Um, but at least from what I understood, it's primarily just servers. They're having a tough time getting servers because of all the COVID stuff, or the COOF stuff, I should say. So I think that's really what's impacting them the most, and I don't blame them if they have to take 2 weeks. I know some people were disappointed, but I know when I was in the Twitch chat, which was surprisingly enough, is HP was very saddened by it. He looked very frustrated, at least from my standpoint, and deeply saddened. And I don't think he realizes that I think people were more understanding than they were. My thing is this game, if this was Blizzard, everybody would be pissed off. But on the other hand, Blizzard hasn't released new content, and they've had such a wide berth of no content coming out that it's pissed a lot of people off. There's a lot of new players that are coming in, some of which maybe this is a good thing because it delays the game for 2 weeks. They get a little bit more time. They don't feel rushed. They don't have to feel like they have to hurry through Shadowbringers if they're in Shadowbringers or any of the other stuff. They can take a little bit more of their time to get stuff done. And I think even though the players that have been playing this for quite some time are going to be disappointed, the veteran players, I think the new players will be more appreciative of it. And even then, I would say even majority of veteran Final Fantasy players who want to play the story and get into it more and more, I think are also very understanding. They're like, if you need 2 weeks, we trust you guys. And it seemed like he very much felt like he was losing some of the trust because of the disappointment of having to delay. And at least from what I've seen, Chad, was a lot of people basically were posting hard emotes, trying to be very like showing love and understanding. And I think everybody kind of grasps the idea, which is if this game already has those issues with the servers, you kind of want to take a little bit of extra time just to ensure that you don't have to deal with this when the game releases. Because I think the last thing both Square and the player base wants is we all get in, we play, and server crash. We go in, we play, we go into an area, too much congestion, you have to wait. I think that's something that would be very frustrating, and I think a majority of people would agree that that is something you do not want your game to have on release day. Even when I was playing this game with 5.4, with um, which one was it? This one, the Shadowbringers Part 4, and I got towards the end when we were in Ozzy's Law, and that update came out. Um, for the I forget the dragon's name, but she's the one that's locked up. She was, I think, Bahamut's wife. We could say wife is equivalent, but the mother of his children. I think at least that's my understanding of it is. If I remember correctly, it's been a little bit. And when I went there, I noticed there's a large sum of players all trying to do stuff. Now imagine multiplying that by several million, all on these data servers running this game. The servers in that building are probably going to be on fire. So nonetheless, I mean, am I disappointed that the game is not going to get released on, or the expansion is not getting released on time? Of course, but in the end, I understand where they're coming from. I have no problem with waiting. Hopefully, that means maybe we get something. If anything, maybe they'll be nice and give us some free stuff. That's what I'm hoping for. That'd be awesome. That'd be a nice little like thank you guys for understanding. But for the most part, even if they didn't, I'd understand. It'd be cool. I don't mind. I mean, is my only concern, and it is a concern, and I think some people may share it, is I hope they don't do what pissed a lot of people off with Cyberpunk, which is you delay, you delay, you delay, you release it, and it's junk. Not in terms of like story and stuff, but on a technical level, on a glitch stability level, which is people don't want to go into an unstable game, have problems get ensued, and then you are stuck dealing with it, and there's nothing you can do at that point. And I think that's probably why they're putting that delay in, and I think people are understanding. You don't want that issue, especially with this expansion being hyped to the level it is. A lot of people, I think, after Shadowbringers, have very high expectations. We're assuming this new expansion is going to be a 10 out of 10. I'm going to be more realistic, and I think it's going to be great, and I'm going to put it, I'm assuming it's going to be about an 8. I gave Shadowbringers 9. I, again, don't think that 8's bad. 8's freaking good. It is good. It's great. But at the same time, I'm understanding, and if it hits that 10 out of 10, or even near perfect at 9, I'm still satisfied nonetheless. I mean, already, I listened to the music that they put in this game, like the trailer and then some of the gameplay they were showing. Oh my god, I love the music. That's a 10 out of 10 already. I don't even have to hear the whole damn soundtrack. It's a 10 out of 10. I don't even care. You could just put the Endwalker theme in there. That's a 10 out of 10. I don't even have to listen to the rest of the soundtrack. That by itself carries. Yeah, but that was just my thoughts. I know with the game just doing this, I figured I was thinking about just leaving a comment on my last video, but I said screw it. I can probably release, edit, and send this video out today. But again, I'm not too disappointed by it. It's sad that it gets delayed, but I can wait another month if it means this game runs better. I have no problems with waiting. I caution them to do any further delays. Is it kind of last minute since it's the beginning of the month? Yes, but I'd rather them have been straightforward. I appreciate the fact that Yoshi P comes out and says it himself that there is a delay and personally apologizes. You know why? Because that's a guy who cares about his damn work. That is a guy who actually gives a damn about his game. This is a guy who he himself is saddened because he doesn't get to play this. Because he enjoys his own game and he wants to see this story. He wants to see this game at its final completion. He wants to see all the little tidbits that these developers have been working together on comes to a conclusion that is satisfying not only for him but the entire player base of this game. And personally, I don't feel that bad that it's being delayed. I understand. I got other games I can play too. As I said, the other thing that makes it good is that I know No Step Back for Hoi 4 comes out at the end of the month. So instead of me feeling like I have to compete between the two, I can just play Hoi and be happy, and then go to the other. It's like after this, I gotta go play Mass Effect. I'll probably do Air Force One in here in the next 5 minutes, and then go play Mass Effect. Get some episodes out for you guys, get them ready to go. But besides that, this time I won't give you guys a bit of an outro of my character waving away, but I will say this. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. We come back, everybody. Mass Effect will be coming out tomorrow. And if anybody feels like they want to leave a comment in the comment section, as I was saying, what your thoughts and ideas are, whether you're more disappointed than I am, are you angry that they did it? Um, Again, I know in terms of people taking time off, that's probably a bit of more of an impact, but I think if you work in a workplace, you could probably work around that and try to get it switched around. It's kind of last second being a few weeks away, but for the most part, I don't see as much of an issue. Also, if I remember correctly, they're actually, if I remember the original release date, it was almost the Thanksgiving week. So, or it is Thanksgiving week. So, as far as I'm concerned, if that's getting into Thanksgiving week, people will find a way to get their hours back. The following weeks will probably not be too bad. I mean, we are getting close to Christmas, but in terms of the retail sector, I assume people will be fine. But yeah, if you guys have any thoughts or ideas or something about whether you're disappointed in it or whether you don't even play the game and you're just shocked the game's having this after like the player base is like, we have faith that they'll never do something like this to us. I trust them as far as I'm concerned. If they need a delay, do the delay. I don't care. Make sure you do a good job. That's all I ask. So, as I said, guys, I'll see you all next time. Thanks.